for slowing growth and rising unemployment and stagnant wages and weak consumption and all of the other problems which are bedeviling our domestic economy. Now, if you look at the statement that the Reserve Bank made today, the key point is this. They said, the main domestic uncertainty continues to be the outlook for household consumption, which is being affected by a protracted period of low income growth. The Reserve Bank is pointing to the wages crisis that we have in our economy as a key reason for having to cut interest rates today for the first time in some time. Now, if only this government spent less time bagging Labor or pointing the finger at others and more time focused on the substantial weaknesses in the economy, then it wouldn't be floundering as badly as it is today. Now, interest rates are now less than half what they were during the depths of the global financial crisis, and the government has no plan to turn things around. The Reserve Bank had to do their bit today because the government has vacated the field on economic growth. And this is further proof that the government is failing to manage the Australian economy in the interests of Middle Australia. This is all about a floundering economy and a failing government. And we'll see more evidence of that in the national accounts when they are released tomorrow morning. Over to you. Yeah, so interest rates were 3%. The cash rate was 3% during the depths of the global financial crisis. Now less than half of that at 1.25%, a record low for interest rates in this country. Now, if this doesn't ring the alarm bells for an arrogant and out-of-touch government, I don't know what will. The message that this sends to the government today is that it's not good enough to spend all their time bagging Labor and pointing the finger at others and patting themselves on the back for winning an election when we have an economy which is floundering. They were crisis levels at 3%, they're now 1.25%. And the message that this sends to the government is stop stuffing around, stop pointing the finger, stop blaming others, take responsibility for once and be accountable and responsible for the fact that we have a weak economy on the Liberals' watch. Yeah, this was very concerning news. It appears to be quite a serious hack. No doubt more details will be discovered as the police go about their work, and we'll wait to see what the conclusions of that investigation is.
Are you concerned some of your details might have been caught up in the hack?
Well, I don't know if they are or they aren't. I'm a former student of the ANU some time ago, but I think more importantly than that, much more importantly, this is a very serious breach. It appears to be an incredibly serious hack. We support the work of the relevant authorities as they attempt to get to the bottom of things.
And what's been your response to the AFP's raid on the News Corp journalist?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why people are concerned about it. I think at the end of the day, though, it's a matter for the authorities, it's a matter for the police. I don't have all of the details on that particular case. No doubt we'll learn more about that as time goes on. I'm happy to wait for more details to see what the story is there. I certainly have seen reports and I've seen comments from people who are very concerned about this development. I think it's important that I don't, that I wait for more information before coming to a concluded view.
Do you think banks will be passing on these rate cuts to customers?
I think Australians will be absolutely filthy at any bank which doesn't pass on these rate cuts in full. If these rate cuts are to do the good that they're supposed to do in the economy, to boost household consumption, then they need to be passed on. And any bank that doesn't pass on these rate cuts has to answer to their customers. I don't think that the banks will take Josh Frydenberg seriously with all of his bluff and bluster. Josh Frydenberg's got a long record of going soft on the banks, and now that the banks will ignore him on passing on interest rate cuts, I think all Australians will conclude that the Liberal Party will always go soft on the banks. Australians have a right to receive the full benefit of these interest rate cuts. They are doing it tough under this Liberal government. Growth is not exactly thick on the ground in this economy, and so we need to see the benefits properly passed on.
When we were talking budget and surplus, there was a bit of confusion with the Morrison government as to when it will actually be in surplus.